As ever, midday radio for you.
Thanks very much,
Thank
Paul.
you.
Rick Astley's with us now.
Morning.
Good morning.
Do you switch? Do you switch energy suppliers?
That's a good way
It's
to
an
start.
interesting point, to be honest. I was listening to this on Jeremy Vine yesterday afternoon. That was one of the topics on his show.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I just think it's a sad state of affairs. Some of the older people who are calling in saying they're not going to have the heating on all the way through the winter. And you just sort of think, what country do we live in? It's like going to the Dark Ages or something. Crazy.
But you didn't come here to talk about
But
power
thank you.
supplies.
I didn't.
Yes, Rick Astley, of course, one of the decade's best-known pop icons here, and celebrating a bit of an anniversary.
Yes, it has in fact been, I'm sure you won't believe this at home, 25 years since Rick Astley stormed the charts with Never Gonna Give You Up, and it is still popular today. Before we talk to him, let's have a look at where it all began.
I'm sorry.
It's like a bad hair advert, isn't it? Yeah, but
that was a bit of a change.
Yeah, it was just. I used to have long hair when I was a lot younger at school and what have you, and a motorbike jacket. And I don't know. I think after doing all the Stock Aitken Waterman stuff, I just wanted a definite change, you know. And that song was the first one I did away from them. So yeah.
I'm glad it's gone to the hair we're more familiar with now.
Yeah, it's a bit easier to manage than that. The long haired look.
25 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Do you still remember it fondly at the beginning?
I do, because I kind of retired early. I quit early, and so I haven't been doing it for 25 years, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think when I sing songs like Never Gonna Give You Up, I appreciate what they mean to people now. I think all my and stuff, it really means something, brings back memories to me and stuff. And I've begun to appreciate that. That's obviously, I've got my little, you know, postage stamp sides of memory for people in their lives, you know. So
there was quite a lot of sort of mythology that grew up about you, wasn't there? About you know, you say you kind of
I'm frightened now.
You retired early, but there wasn't there? I mean,
yeah.
Because you sort of there was that thing. Where is Rick Astley? Where's he gone?
Yeah, I just had enough of it, really. I think obviously I loved a lot of it, and I'm still really grateful. It's given me a great life, you know. But I think a lot of the travelling and a lot of the fame side of it, I wasn't totally comfortable with, really.
Was there a day? I mean, can you remember a day when you kind of went, do you know what? I'm out.
There's one definite day, yeah, when I was on my way to New York. I was going to go to Heathrow and get on a plane, and I just said to my manager and the driver, I said, look, I just don't think I can do this anymore. I think I'm done. And it'd been building up to that. And I developed a fear of flying as well, and I still don't love it now. I drive everywhere if I can. I've just driven back from Madrid, to be honest, from a gig. But I'm going to South Africa and Australia, and I won't be driving there, obviously.
Yeah, because I saw last night, I was looking, and so you're going on tour. You can't,
Yeah.
you're going to have to fly there.
No, but I drive anywhere in Europe. I drive it, and we start next Wednesday, Manchester, Birmingham, Liverpool. Obviously, those drives are fine. But, you know, even if it's somewhere like Budapest or whatever, I will usually drive it. Sometimes I fly, but I'll usually drive it, yeah. So.
It's quite a nice way of getting there,
It
actually.
is, if you've got the time, and
Yeah.
you actually that's one of the things about, I think, when you've got a schedule like that, and you're going to go to 20 different countries in 30 days, you don't see anything. You don't actually get a sense of where you are. Whereas when you've actually driven there, you can stop and see things and take it at your own time. And I've got that time now. I didn't in the 80s, you know.
So talk us through that time. So you decided you'd stop.
Yeah.
And it was kind of an absolute, wasn't it? It wasn't like
Yeah.
you were doing. What
Yeah.
did you do?
Well, there is no kind of 50-50 with it. I don't think a record company would be kind of keen if you'll work on Mondays, but not, you know what I mean? You have to do it, and that's it. Well, one of the things was I actually got some sense into my life, you know. I hadn't grown up. I was 26, 27. Probably never really done anything that any normal adult had ever done. You know, talk about gas bills and electric bills, you know. Didn't have a clue what they were. Didn't have a clue what checking out of a hotel was. I never did anything like that. And that's what pop stars do, you know, everything is taken care of, and you you know, even the more real things in life, you don't really get a chance to get involved in because you just haven't got the time. You know.
But were people, so as you sort of retired from that kind of life, were people still they must have recognised
Yeah, they
you,
did for a while. Yeah, but obviously that's the nature of the business as well. Is that the people who are doing all the promo and scrambling to get to the top of the charts and everything, you soon get left behind in their turbulence. You know what I mean? So
it suited you.
So it's absolutely it did. Yeah. And I don't know how long it took before I didn't get recognised in any supermarkets, but once it started to happen, it felt a bit weird, and there's a part of me going, hang on, this isn't right. But there's another part of me that loved it, and I've loved it ever since, you know. So.
Yeah, but now you're back out with a new album, new single. It's going to change again.
No, it's under totally different circumstances. Even when I do some of the big 80s gigs with other acts from the 80s and stuff, we can sometimes play in front of an audience more than 10,000 people. And on the way home, I'll be putting fuel in the car, and I'll be whistling "Never Gonna Give You Up," going, "Yes, it's me, it's me." And no one will bat an eyelid. Absolutely no one will bat an eyelid. And yet, you know, 5 minutes ago, they were all singing along with me. So, in a way, that's perfect because you get the both ends.
Oh, I mentioned the new single. Let's have a little look. It's called Superman.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a spaceman. Sometimes I'm Captain Hook. Sometimes I'm a rodeo rider on Chairman Mile with my little red book. You could be my Wonder Woman. I could be your Superman. I could be your Superman. I could be your Superman.
That's quite a different sound that people might have been expecting.
I guess so. It's more acoustic, perhaps, and I guess the term is singer-songwriter. I think, obviously, back in the day when I had my first few hits and what have you, I was obviously with Pete Waterman, the Stock Aitken Waterman guys, and they kind of developed a formula for the way they wanted their stuff to sound, and, did really well with it, obviously, but I've never fallen out of love with music. I still play drums in a little rock band. It's a bit of a midlife crisis, but I still do it. It's just something that
It's a good way to spend a midlife crisis. Explain to us the cup of tea.
It's funny that
Let's do it in a minute.
Yeah, I have this thing I think a lot of singers do where you have your little rituals that you have to go through, and I always like to have chamomile with a bit of honey in it, you see, before I go on and sing.
I'm going to go with that today.
Yeah, exactly, and this is that we're all getting colds, yeah, and I kind of, I just always do it, and it got to the point where I just used to walk on stage with it, and to the point where then I felt uncomfortable if I didn't walk on stage with it, and then, and anyway, that was just, when we were doing those photographs, it just seemed quite appropriate.
See, I would have had you down as a Builders. I
drink Builder's tea. That's my regular drink. But I think if you're going to sing, evidently, I don't know whether it's an old wives' tale, but you shouldn't have dairy, you see. And
That's
stuff,
right.
So.
Supposedly lines.
And then the honey's presumably good for your voice before you go and sing.
I don't think it actually is. I think it's
it
just makes you feel comfortable, and anything that makes you feel comfortable makes you perform better, I think. So.
Oh,
lovely to see you here this morning.
Yeah, good luck with the tour. It starts
when? So on Wednesday in Manchester. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, looking forward to that.
Rick is on tour around the UK throughout October. Good luck with that. Thanks for coming to see us.